Hey guys, this is lesson 7.6 fraction multiplication. So we are halfway through chapter 7, and I think you guys are really going to like this lesson because it's going to be a whole lot of multiplying numerators by numerators and denominators by denominators. So for example, let's get right to it. Let's say we got 5/9 of 3/4 to solve. And remember that this word of in math class many times means multiply, and especially when we're finding fractions of fractions, it means multiply. So we're going to want to multiply these two fractions together. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to multiply our numerators and numerators. We get 15. Multiply our denominators by our denominators. Get 36. This is awesome. But remember, you'll need to put that into simplest form on Think Central, and I have a separate video. Actually, I have two separate videos that go over how to simplify a fraction. So you want to check those out for more detailed instructions on how to simplify a fraction. But for your workbook work, writing down 15 and 36 would be perfect. Let's look at another example here. Let's say I wanted to find 4/7 of 1/2. Well, once again, I'm just going to multiply straight across the top. My numerator times the numerator gives me 4. Denominator times denominator gives me 14. 4/14, and you're finished. Unless, of course, you're on Think Central, then you're going to have to find the greatest common factor between the 4 and 14 and divide the 4 and 14 by the greatest common factor. So you'll have to do a little more work on Think Central. Now, there's a couple types of problems on page 455 that have you substitute a value for a variable. Okay, so what is that all about? So when you guys get up to algebra, you will have problems that have letters in them. We call these letters variables. And the reason we call it a variable is because its value can vary, it can change. So anytime we call anything in life a variable, it just means it's something that could change. In science class, you guys have variables. So sometimes the weight might change, sometimes the speed might change, and those are all variables. But in math, variables refer to those letters that we put into or any kind of math problem. Sorry, I said multiplication problem. Any kind of math problem. So, for instance, I could say that C is equal to 1/3. Okay, cool. And if I wanted to evaluate or solve this expression here, all I would have to do is replace the 1/3 and this with the C. Well, we'll replace the C with the 1/3 here. So, if I were to do that, what I would really be doing is 7/8 times 1/3. And I'd multiply across the top and get 7, across the bottom get 24, and I get 7/24. If I wanted to, well, no, I guess I couldn't simplify any further. This would already be simplified, I believe. So just keep in mind, when you see problems like that, all you got to do is replace the letter or the variable with whatever value they tell you the variable has. Let me give you another example. So let's say we want to do 2/3 times L. And then off to the side, they tell you that L is equal to the whole number 2. Well, if you wanted to evaluate this, you would replace the L with the 2 because over in the corner it says, hey, L is the same thing as 2. It's equal to 2. And then you can multiply like normal. So we got 2/3. That's not a 3. We got 2/3 times, that's still not really a good looking 3. Let's try one more time. There we go. 2/3 times 2. You don't want to forget the 1 under the whole number, although it's not a requirement, but it can help you. 2 times 2 gives you 4. 3 times 1 gives you 3. And so you just evaluated 2/3 times L when L equals 2. So I hope this video helps you guys out. Remember to simplify on Think Central, and I will see you at our next